All right, Tristan, let's talk about the Browns, because everybody likes talking about the Browns, right? Do you like talking about the Browns?
I do.
Well, they're at 8.5. Take it away. What do you think?
I'm not going to give a bunch of detailed analysis. I'm not going to go through the roster position by position, because there are two evident things for this team. I'll take them point by point. Number one, this is one of the best rosters in the NFL. If you look at the roster, it rivals any team in the league. If you just mark out that position that starts with a Q, and you look at everything else, you're like, holy shit, who's beating this team? But then you walk in and you see Deshaun Watson getting a massage, and you say, oh, we might not make the playoffs. This is the same thing as we said with the Bengals. This team lives and dies by the quarterback. And I don't expect anything from Deshaun Watson. When he signed with the Browns, me and you said at the time, anyone who expects him to come back and look like he was, like great Deshaun Watson after being off for 2 years or whatever, is insane. And he's been back long enough. Oh, yeah, he's had some injuries and what. It's over. He is never going to look like he did again. If he does, I'll gladly come on here and I'll eat humble pie. I'll eat crow. I'll eat anything you want to put in front of me, and I'll admit I was wrong. But that's not going to happen. He's not going to magically flip a switch and look like he did in 2018, 2019. No. Now, they did get Jameis Winston, which was smart because they're probably going to need him at some point. Is he going to be good enough to get him to 9 wins? I don't know. I like Stefanski.
Depends on how many interceptions he throws.
Agreed. I love Kevin Stefanski. I think he's a terrific coach. I love this team. Let's look at their stats from last year. Defensively, they were incredible. 13th in points per game, 1st in yards per game, 1st in pass yards, 11th in rush yards. And the offense, mostly under Flacco, was good too. 10th in points per game, 16th in yards per game, 19th in pass yards, 12th in rush yards. They finished 11-6, made the playoffs, lost the wild card to Houston, got embarrassed. I have a feeling it's going to go awry. I don't think they can survive it again. I think the Deshaun Watson experiment will finally come to an end this year. I don't think anyone's still holding on to hope, except for maybe people in Cleveland. I'm going to take the under just to make it a little fun.
Yeah.
Very good chance they win 9 games because the roster is so good. But as Deshaun Watson, as your quarterback, I cannot bet money. I cannot have faith. And if we're making picks like I had to go to Vegas and put a couple $1,000s on it, I would take the under just because I imagine Deshaun Watson's going to be bad at football.
Yeah, and if Deshaun Watson was a, massage parlor salesman, I would trust him completely. But as a quarterback, not so much.
Right.
You did mention that the roster is just bar none, but I'll tell you the flip side of that, they had the toughest schedule in the NFL, according to PFF. The toughest, the number 1 overall. That's a 1 seed that you do not want, and they have it.
Yeah.
But they do have Watson back, and that's not, take it, leave it. I don't care what you do with it.
First off, even if he was good, do you think he's going to play 17 games? I don't.
No.
He got a fully guaranteed contract. He doesn't care. He does not want to play anymore.
You also have Nick Chubb coming back, but after that gruesome injury last year, how does he play? I just don't know.
I hope he's fantastic. I'm rooting really hard for him.
He was one of my favorite running backs to watch in all of NFL.
Absolutely.
It was like Derrick Henry, then Nick Chubb. That was my 2 that I love watching every Sunday. And when that happened, it was just awful. They added Jared Judy, big whoop.
Paid him too much money, too.
Way too much money. We talked about that in the offseason. But the defense, like you mentioned, PFF had them ranked 6th overall in all categories, 6th overall in 2023. They still have Myles Garrett. They still have Zadarius Smith. They still have Jeremiah Awasu-Karamora, whatever his name is. I think I did pretty good on that for looking down and hitting it with my eyes.
Yeah, he's a really good linebacker, too. Corners are good.
Jordan Hicks, they still have a lot of pieces on defense that are going to be phenomenal, and I think the defense still carries them a long way.
Yeah.
Even if Deshaun Watson's not there, they have a better second quarterback now with Jameis Winston, and going 11-6 last year, I find it hard to believe that they dropped too far down. I have them going 9-8 this season.
So you're taking the over.
I'm taking the over just barely. This again, Vegas is just—they're so good at it. I'm taking the over barely because I don't think they lose less, more than 8 games. I find it hard to believe with this roster you lose 9 games. Would you have them at 8, 9?
Yeah, I'm just taking the under because I just think, I don't even know how it happens. I just think somehow the Deshaun Watson situation officially implodes. I think a happy ending is...
Don't.
What?
No, don't.
I wasn't going to say anything.